Welcome back to another episode of the Amateur Hour podcast, number 75 to be exact. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are here watching our pretty faces on your screen. You're probably thinking, Tom, you've got a different background. It's blurry. It looks different, though. Yes, it is different. We'll go in that in a second. But how are you, brother? How are you doing this week? How's your weekend been? How's your marvelous Monday been?
Been good, man. Been very, very good. Been very busy, very productive few days. Um, Monday is always a busy day. It's a nice way to start the week, though. So
Mhm.
very productive. Loads of work, loads of check-ins done, couple onboardings done.
Oh,
Can't complain, bro.
there it is.
Can't complain. It's beautiful. Um, got the I don't know if I said this on the last podcast. I'm starting prep on Friday. So I've got basically until the end. I thought I was meant to be starting today. But he messaged me on my check-in last week, the second check-in of the week on Friday, saying he'd rather me start on Friday and then I'll be bang on 10 weeks out from the regional. And it just lines up a little bit. I'm just sat here itching, like ready to fucking start. But I'm in the mindset I'm already in prep anyway. So it's like it's not too different.
I was gonna say, mate, nothing's really changed, mate, has
Nothing
it?
will change. He'll literally pull a little bit of food down and maybe increase my steps a bit, but not much will change. So I'm basically prepping, which is cool. But no, we're in a good spot, mate. Very, very good spot.
Love that.
Yeah, man. How uh
Um,
how was how's the new gaff?
the new gaff, mate, is good. Everything's set up. Wi-Fi's done. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking on here. But everything's been moved in, mate. Wow, what an experience, mate. Everyone says moving in is really stressful, mate. I loved every second of it, genuinely.
Yeah.
Like every second of it. Like I was carrying stuff upstairs. Everything was organized. I think all it was I was like, Charles, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to? Can't go in the wrong then, can I?
Yeah.
Can't be in the wrong, mate. She was like, don't do anything or do this. What was quite funny was that she'd say, don't do anything, and then 2 seconds later she was like, why haven't you done this? Do this, do this, do this, do this. And I was like, let me just do what I need to do. What do I need to do? And ultimately, can't go wrong, mate. When you're in her good books, you just lift a load of stuff. By all means, mate, it was on zero carb. Actually, no, there is carbs in veg. That's just
Trace, just pure trace. What was that? Probably
Sure.
about 12 grams of carbs?
Well, I don't know how much. I don't know how much is in 400 grams of lettuce, but there you go. That's the veg that
Probably
I
about
had
eight.
today.
Probably about
There you
eight
go.
carbs.
So single digit carbs.
Mm.
But I was thriving, mate. Absolutely thriving. Woke up, 45 minutes cardio as well in the morning, 7 rounds posing as well, which, as you know, mate, if anyone's done posing rounds here, I would rather do 45 minutes cardio than posing rounds.
How many
Genuinely.
how many rounds of posing?
Seven.
No, all right.
Yeah. Eight. If anyone wants to do any rounds of posing, 8 second holds, a minute and a half rest in between. It's about 25 minutes work. You'd rather do the stairs for 25 minutes.
Hmm.
Genuinely. Even
100%.
though you're resting in between for about a minute and a half, it is absolutely atrocious. Start going hypo in between, you know, cold sweats, brilliant. But
Great
then
fun.
again, love it. Got back. Next thing you know, boom, straight to Charles. Loaded the van up, all the stuff that she had. She was like, yeah, haven't really got that much stuff. Next thing you know, mate, tons of stuff comes out.
Yeah.
Don't realize how much stuff you have until you just lay it all out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, obviously, I was living at my family's house previously in like a room thinking, oh, yeah, we haven't got much. Mate, there is so much, mate. But everything's all been brought. Ninja Creamy's been brought, double air fryer's been brought, microwave, matching microwave, all that stuff, mate. Charles done it all nicely, all the interior design, mate, clocks and that. Uh,
Brilliant.
oh, mate, like I said, at the end of the day, bro, I don't care what color it is, mate. She's gone for navy. It looks sick. Why would I put my opinion when I
The
know
only,
that
the only room you want control over is the office. That's
mate,
it.
and that's what she said to me. I
Oh.
don't care what you do with this room. As you can see there, I've got the check-in thing behind me, which I'm not going to use. But that's gonna. Mate, have you tried folding one of those up before, mate?
Bro, I can't. I was trying to like when I first
Mate,
got mine, I was trying to like go back and forth by putting it back in the thing.
don't
How it
even
was in there.
trying to wrap this around. Come on, man. Like what?
Yeah, it just doesn't. It just ends
Mate,
up flinging back in your face. It doesn't.
mate, I was like, you know what? I can just stay there.
Yeah.
It's gonna go in the garage anyway. Oh, so we got
You have
like
a
a gap.
garage. There's a garage with your house.
Yeah, man. Like,
Oh, bro, sick.
so we're gonna whack it in the garage, mate. And I want to get some like the pictures of Seabum in his garage when he was like
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to the. Oh man, I was just like, what? This looks
Are
so.
you are you actually going to use it for your car, or are you going to like just have stuff in there?
I'm not. So we've got like it's enough for
Like
two
a,
cars,
right, okay.
and then I'm gonna get a cross trainer in there. We've
I
got a
was going to
walking
say,
pad in
get
there.
some cardio shit in there, man.
Mate, we've got a walking pad in there. I've ordered a cross trainer, so that's on its way. So that's good. So I haven't got to go to Pure Gym, mate. Because I don't, mate, my Pure Gym was rated in like the bottom 50 of the Pure Gyms in the country. I'm not gonna lie, mate. It is honestly, if I could ever feel what depression is,
Mm,
walk into that place.
Jesus.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Genuinely, I would not wish that on any. It is absolutely horrendous. This it stinks. It's everything about it, mate, is horrendous.
Yeah, I bet.
So I'm getting my own cardio equipment.
Get a Stairmaster, man.
But Shaw wants a stairmaster. I'm cool, bro. Cross trainer's the way forward, mate. I love cross
I'd
training.
rather use a cross trainer, but I feel like a Stairmaster's like if you've got one,
Yeah, that's like,
like
yeah.
that's elite. Like you've got a fucking stair. You don't need to ever go back to a gym for cardio ever.
I might have to, I might have to get one for Charlotte anyway from prep. So it's probably going to happen, mate. Got cardio equipment in there, and I'm going to get like a little setup for check-ins in there just in case it's like rain or anything.
I
So
don't know. I don't know how big the garage. If I had a garage, right, I would want like. Have you seen what like Nathan and Phoebe have done in their little like shed where they've got mirrors and
mate, it's big enough for that, bro.
get like a posing setup place where you could do
Oh, mate, it might
like
have to be
mirrors
done.
and some good like spotlight and shit like that. I think that'd be so cool. I'd love to do that.
Yeah, I might have to be done, mate.
Little posing room, posing.
Yeah, yeah, mate. Honestly, I might have
You could
to,
have like clients come over and do like in person if they're local, do like in person check-ins and shit.
mate. That's
That would
what.
be sick.
But it might have to be done. Shah would love that as well. But that's
Yeah.
what happened. It's good, mate. It's had my first check-in of in the new gaff, mate.
Mm.
That was good. Everything's going well. New low this morning, so the off season's going well.
Yeah, yeah,
Weight's trickling down nicely. So off season's going fantastically
yeah. It's
well.
going brilliant.
More food going in today. High day today, so going to be doing them off season high days, and then going from there. You know what I mean? Doing the old SAS high day on an off on in the off season.
Can't wait.
Cookies, muffins, mate.
Burgers.
All of that. Doing all of it. Doing
You
all of
you
it.
transferred all of your cookie boxes over to the new freezer.
Oh, mate, that was the first thing that got Vic will be hearing this as well. Said to her as well, that was the first thing that came across into the freezer. It was officially the first thing in the freezer
Brilliant.
was the cookie box. Right at the bottom makes it because it's the heaviest. Right at the bottom, all the big dinky pies at the bottom. If you know what a dinky pie is, big up. And then all the chunky hunks and all the cookies on one side, mate. It's all organized nicely, as it should be. But other than that, mate, I was just the mover. I was like, what do I need to move? And then I was just the mover, you know. So, and at the end of it, I was that like overwhelmed. I had like a massive like dopamine dump.
Mm.
I just like sat down. I couldn't really get up.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, man. It sounds quite dramatic actually, but I just sat
Well,
down. I was like,
bro, I
don't
think this is like the fastest I've ever heard of someone view a house and then not only just put an offer in, but get accepted, move in literally within a matter of days.
yeah, mate. It's been
You viewed the house what, a week ago? No, a
yeah,
week and
mate.
a half,
It
maybe?
was we were literally looking at houses. Like the idea came into our heads 10 days ago.
And you've already bought and moved in, slept there already.
Yeah, we got
Mental,
everything. Got everything.
mental
Actually, tell her we haven't got a table, but that's been ordered. Got a table.
sound.
So
Beautiful.
everything. Every room's done. Got to get a few pictures done, hung up here. That's all. Literally all the ones that I want to get there. I want to get like a tailored by Tom neon sign here, bro. You know what I mean? That's all lit up. But other than that, mate, it's just like that's just like the finer details. Everything's
Yeah,
been done, mate.
sick, mate.
Obviously fortunate, mate. Grateful. So everything's been August has been manic, mate. Obviously, got sponsored by Team MC,
Yeah, we'll think
which
about
we're
that. We'll talk about
both
it.
part. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Obviously, we're both part of that team. It's the first team we're actually both a part of, mate.
I know,
Finally,
I know.
finally, mate.
It's exciting. It's very exciting. Um, to what's to come with that, bro. Be good.
Well, if nobody knows what Team MC actually is on Instagram, they are called. What are they called now on Instagram?
I think it's just team underscore no, just team muscle chem.
Medical Chem. Team Medical Chem.
Muscle chem.
Muscle Chem. That's it. So Team Muscle Chem is owned by Connor's client Elliot,
Yeah.
who is very much into, and for people that don't know what it is, it's like Riz the Engineer vibes, in my opinion. Loves to know the rationale behind PEDs, literature, loves looking at studies, papers, and ultimately the main reason what he's doing for what he's doing, main reason why he's doing what he's doing is to try and bring better aside to understanding PEDs for what they do, how you do things, the best way to do things, his opinions on doing things. And when I say the best thing to do things, more the healthiest way to do things for females, for males, obviously talking about SARMs on there as well. So obviously, probably why not to take them. Peptides, all different types of compounds, what pathways they drive, the job that they do, and ultimately trying to bring light to areas where people forget when taking PEDs and just bring in a broken down education site where people can understand what different compounds do, but ultimately as well a place where they can interact with us, me, yourself, any questions, get to sort of ask where we're at, log our own journeys. It's basically like a broken down version of the younger generation of Trained by JP and what they're doing, which is quite nice. Um, so that's what, and a little bit more, I wouldn't say detailed because obviously that's very, very detailed. And I would highly recommend anyone go to the JP site to learn stuff about training, but just trying to bring another way of another avenue where people can learn off people that they might prefer to learn off.
Yeah.
Boom. That's what I would say there. But yeah, I think it's always good having, don't get me wrong, looking at people that train by JP and obviously Nathan and Meg and Kuba and Mark Hector and people that log their own stuff on there, which is great. But I feel like having that point of view of somebody that's our age and we're obviously the up and coming, I'd like to think that want to try and make the people that are looking up to us, which is
Mhm.
weird to say, and follow us maybe they can digest the content in an easier format through ourselves. And if we can provide that content and provide good, knowledgeable content and help you guys out, that's the main thing. And that's the whole goal, really. So, providing education for your physique's needs in the healthiest way possible.
100%. I think it's also beneficial when people kind of want to look at either people in a similar position to them or a similar age or whatever,
Mm.
rather than just looking at, for example, on the JP site or whatever, like top pros and competitive IFBB pros and stuff like
We're
that.
trying to make it more relatable, aren't we? Like,
Exactly. It's a little bit more.
what is a 22-year-old doing? What is a 23-year-old doing? What's a 25-year-old coach doing that might want to do bodybuilding on the side? Like, that's what I won't want to be. Not a 33-year-old bodybuilder who's won pro
Yeah,
shows and so looking at what we've done previously, the methodologies that we've taken, the ideologies that we have, we're still learning as well. So maybe some people can go on there and we can have a conversation back and forth in terms of trying to have a good discussion and how becoming better. So that's what it's all about. I think providing relatable content, but also bringing good knowledge and helping you guys out. That's the main reason why. And I completely back what he does. He's a great person. Obviously, friends of Connor for a while, client of Connor's for a while. And yeah, it's great to be a part of. So, firstly, thank you, Elliot. Thank you, Team Muscle Cam, Team MC. And this is just the start for them. So, it's going to be good. It's going to be really, really good.
yeah, it'd be really good, man. I'm very, very excited for it. I think obviously this podcast is coming out tomorrow, so Tuesday. The launch of the site will be very, very soon, as in within the next week. So
Mhm.
keep an eye out on both of our Instagrams and whatnot. Everything will kind of be shared across those. But yeah, man, it's gonna be cool. It's
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
be
put
really
can you put the description, the link down there?
when it goes live, I can, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sound, we'll do that as well. So if any of you want to join, I think he's doing like a discount for my team members and probably your team members as
yeah, yeah.
well, where you can get a little discount to the website and the education portal and the platform that he's bringing. And what he's doing is really, really good. So I would highly recommend if you're thinking of coming on, wanting to be a better athlete, better coach, or just have more knowledge around PDs in general, which I know a lot of people want to do in terms of what they do, how you do things, his thoughts on things. Might want to have papers that you might want to look at. He brings out papers, he brings the literature. That's what he does. That's what he loves doing. So it's great to be a part of it. And if I can help, which I can, boom, like you can, we're all good.
Um,
I'd like to think I could help, to be
yeah,
fair.
exactly. We'll see what happens. No, it'll be good. It'll be really exciting, bro. It'll be really, really good.
It will be, but mate, all in all, it's been a good week. It's been a good week. It's been a hectic week, but it's been a good week. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Uh, so no dramas there. But mate, what have you got planned for this week? We'll go through on. I've got a few questions coming through, mate. So
Oh, cool, cool. This week, what have we got on? Apart from just training, I don't know if I've got anything specific on. Starting prep, technically, on Friday. Um, I may try to squeeze one more off-plan meal in before the.
it's got to be a cinema trip with the sweets.
It's got to be. It has
It's
to be.
got to be a cinema sweet
Do you
trip.
know what? Right, I'm actually gonna. I need to say this right. I actually forgot. I don't know what day we went, but last week, I think it was back end of last week. Me and Lucy went to the cinema to watch. This is her choice of film. It was called Baby Girl. I don't think I've ever. You know what like 50 Shades of Grey is?
Mate, that doesn't sound like a DC film to me, mate.
No, bro. No. This is literal porn. The whole film was just porn, bro. It's a film fully. I didn't know what it was about. Lucy was like, "Oh, do you want to go watch it?" I was just like, "Yeah, go on." And she was like, "Do you want to watch the advert?" I was like, "No, I'll just go see it. I don't know what it's about." This film is purely about a woman's sexual fantasies of being like dominated by this guy that works for her. It was the most graphic, most weird film I've ever watched in my life, bro. Um, we both like kept looking at each other in the film like, what the fuck is happening?
I'd be like, this has put me off my strawberry laces. Cheers, Lucy.
I could, bro, it felt weird. Thingy's in it. You know who Antonio Banderas is? You know Puss in Boots from Shrek.
Yeah.
The voice of him, he's in it.
Oh
And
no.
all I could hear was just Puss in Boots talking the whole film. And I was like, I
Imagine if he said that.
can't
Like,
look at this.
imagine if he said something like to about his puss in boots.
No, bro, it was probably the weirdest film I've ever watched in my life. But there are some really good films coming out, so I'm excited. This prep, I'm going to be going to the cinema at least one, maybe twice a week, probably.
What do
Hit.
they have? Is it a membership? They have the
Yeah, you can get. We actually haven't done. I don't know why we haven't, but you can get like Cineworld Plus or whatever they call it,
that
and
was it. And then you can pay like £30 and get as many tickets as
as
you
many
want.
as you want. Yeah, and then there's like one for View, one for Odeon.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely worth it. I don't know why we haven't done it. It's because we go to different cinemas, so it's like if we pay for one thing, we'd always have to go to the same one. So
Okay. The different ones bring you different.
something like that. Yeah, we'd end up paying for all of them, but
Right.
prep is yeah. I'm excited for all these films, man.
I remember on to the cinema on prep and I fell asleep.
It's nice though. Like even if you fall asleep, like it's a nice experience to just sleep there. I don't. It's different to sleeping at home.
Oh mate, yeah, I'd like to think so.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway, we've got a few questions. We'll do a few questions and then we'll
yeah.
talk afterwards.
Go on.
But with Connor, now it says in prep, but starting prep.
Yeah.
Will you guys do something big for the 100th episode of Amateur Hour?
Yes.
We are going to do something. We've got 25 episodes until then, but then again, that's not 25 weeks because we'll be doing more in Connor's prep. I believe we'll probably get it done, mate, for when you're in Sweden. I think we should align it up for when we're in Sweden.
We could easily align it for Sweden. We'll do like an in-person.
Because how many weeks away from you now, Sweden?
It will be 13 on the weekend. So what's that? I need to work that out. What is it? 25 episodes we've got left to go. So what's that? 25 divided by 13. We'd have to do on average 1.9, so 2 episodes a week. That's easy.
Oh,
We
mate,
were we were doing three a week for ages.
we've aligned it up perfectly.
Yeah. So we'll probably do
Perfectly.
Sweden when we do it. We can do the in-person one for the 100th episode. And then once prep's done, we'll do what was it? What were we gonna do? The cookie box challenge or whatever.
Definitely, we're 100%
We
doing
need to
that,
do
bro.
that. We'll do that.
100% doing that. But that's what we'll be doing. Cookie box special, and
Mm.
probably taking that pre that you took from Alpha Lion, just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alpha Neon, just getting off absolutely off our heads and just
Then
doing some stuff there, mate. But here we go. But what male and female client of yours has the biggest potential, or male client for yourself?
yeah, I don't coach any female. I'll say Lucy. I don't coach her, but I look over her. So Lucy. Um, male. I've got quite a few that've got a lot of potential. So I don't know if I can single it down, but um, I don't know. That's difficult, man. Um, got quite a few on the top of my on the top of my head. Sorry,
Oh, all of them.
all of them. Who would you say?
Right. Wait, I'm just thinking, man, potential wise, I would say Natty, Joey.
Okay, is that the New York
No, that's Anthony.
Anthony?
Probably him as well.
Okay,
Um, Females, all of my females are really good. I'd say all my females,
all of them.
potential wise, all my competitive athletes for
Yeah, yeah.
females. Um, Shah, Emily. Um, yeah, I'd say every single female athlete that I have, most likely. But I've got Lewis, Logan, Abu, Jake, Harrison, mate, like Tom Micklewright. I've got the potential to be a freak when he's older. Like Henry,
Yeah,
like I got loads. Unfortunately, I'm in a position where I
yeah,
can name
yeah,
very, very good athletes, and all my athletes are great.
yeah.
So, but in terms of potential wise, I'm not going to say some like me. Really, so I wouldn't expect my coach to be like, yeah, Tom Taylor's got great potential. But come on, let's be realistic here. Um, but Jasper as well, young mate. Honestly, man, I'm very fortunate. Mark as well in America, the natty teen. Um,
It's difficult question to answer though, because it's like
it is,
when you
man.
do
Because
have
what's
like a lot of people that you do actually genuinely believe in.
that's the thing.
Picking one is like you don't want to do
They've all
that. It's
got
quite
great potential for whatever they want to achieve. There you go. There's my answer. Brilliant.
so.
So there you go. That's my answer. Fantastic stuff. I've got a rugby question, mate, but I'm not going to answer that one because obviously you don't know anything about rugby. So that is all good.
Wait,
Um,
how rugby is it? Because I used to play rugby a little bit.
it's who's going to win the Champions Cup.
Right, I don't follow it. Okay, fair enough.
And to that question, I would
Say
say to
Saracens.
lose. To
Oh,
lose. Saracens aren't very good now,
I don't
bro.
know. That's the only one I know.
When I say not very good, I think they're sitting sixth in the Prem, and they have just lost home at someone called to Castres, who had their first away win in 12 years.
Jesus
To
Christ.
to Saracens at home. Sorry, yeah, Saracens were at home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They won away for the first time. Um, it's like who's that team? Who's that football team? The national team that never win, never.
Oh, what? And they beat England.
Yeah, it's like you know what I mean. So what's they
I
called
can't
now?
remember who it was. I remember who. I know what you're talking
Not
about.
Honduras or something like that, but you know what I mean. The team that never win, and they always come over and they get absolutely smoked. But yeah, him. Um, so yeah, that's what I would say there. Uh, more. There is more. One second. Okay, here we go. Is being part of a coaching team something you'd recommend?
I can't.
Or is it,
I
for
can't.
example, mate, I would say, would you like to be part of a coaching team? It says working under. Under's not really a good word. Working, I'm going to rephrase it,
Sorry.
is being part of a coaching team slash working alongside other or even more experienced coaches something you do.
Personally, I don't think I would. I can see why. I think
Mhm,
I like, to be honest, I think you're the only person I know personally who has done it. I would see a benefit in terms of learning a lot
mhm,
from people who are in a position of individual coaching status that you'd want to reach. And also sort of exposure. I think you
mhm,
also get that added exposure through other people, which is really cool. Um, so I can see the benefit of doing it, but I think personally I'd rather do it on my own.
mhm. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Well, I can say from my
Yeah, you
experience,
you talk about it.
I would say if you have the opportunity, if it's with the right people, I would highly, highly recommend. I was very fortunate enough to work alongside, obviously, Christian when he asked me with Tim, who at that point and still are vastly more experienced than what I am, and working alongside them, underneath them, whatever you want to see. But Christian was very much in the mind frame where we all worked together, and I loved it. Loved it. Obviously, it got to the point where I felt like I sort of flew the nest in terms of what I wanted to build as a brand and with the amount of clients that I had. But ultimately, that came from the experience I got with helping with Christian, like you said, the exposure. A lot of people know Christian more than me. Let's not be oblivious to that fact. So it helps you out with that from that point massively. And what what Christian brought me in terms of bringing me on the team with Tim is invaluable. And yeah, very thankful for them. But I'm happy that I'm doing what I'm doing now, what I've built with my brand. Very fortunate to be building what I've always wanted within Tailored by Tom. But that stepping stone helped me massively with from a business perspective, from what I want to become as a person, who I want to surround myself with, all those different valuable lessons in life, which helped massively. And yeah, it wouldn't have come without the opportunity that Christian gave me working with himself and Tim. So forever thankful, grateful, great time of my coaching career, which lasted, goodness me, over a year, 16 months.
Yeah, I was going to say it's quite a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
16 months. So yeah, the platform that you gave me, mate, was fantastic and it was a great opportunity. So if you do have an opportunity to do that, like I said, if it's with the right people and it's with people that you ultimately look up to, maybe in some people's cases, I would snap their hand off immediately. So yes, I would recommend. If you do have the choice, I would recommend.
Yeah.
So um, here we go. Apollo. Go dance around me.
Taking the fucking bottles off my desk.
But what do you find harder, peak bulk or prep calorie wise?
Um,
This is quite a vague answer, quite a vague question because, like I said, for example, mate, I could easily eat 1,500 calories a day, easily, right? It's what you do alongside that. So, for example, yesterday, 45 minutes cardio, 7 rounds posing. I'm not going to go over all again. Trace carbs,
yeah,
5 meals, 1,600 calories, whatever. Food, easy. Doing it alongside the 14K steps and all that sort of stuff, that's where it becomes a challenge.
yeah,
So it's more of like, I'll happily eat 1,500 calories.
yeah. It's not. I definitely. I would agree for sure.
Yeah. Give me 6,000 calories. People go, oh, yeah, for a day. Brilliant, right? People
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
think of do that for a month, do that for 2 months, 3 months, sometimes 4 months if you
yeah,
need to, right? That's hard. I remember got to get, but it's happened once to me where I've been sitting eating my cream of rice pre-workout and I was there like, wow, I actually cannot eat this right now.
yeah,
And it's only ever happened once. And I've got a big appetite. And that was when I was eating like 5,500 calories for about 2 months. And I would say I'm in a position right now where I'm pushing for fat loss,
yeah,
but I would happily do this more than scoffing down food every single day for sure. But it's just what comes with it. That's the thing. So,
I think in my personal opinion, I think dieting's easier for sure. It's
mhm,
not that it's easy, but I find it easier. I can sit with the hunger and think like it's doing something. I hate sitting there and being like, fuck, I've got a whole nother meal to eat.
mhm.
And I genuinely don't even think I could eat a fucking crumb and fit it in right now.
But
That
also, well, and with the diet side of things, you get the gratification of visually looking different
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
every day. Like you get to a point in a diet phase where like every other day you look like different. With an off season, it's like, yeah, still soft.
Still look the same.
But
The
this is where
the training progressions are fun though. When
this
you're
is it though. That's what I
at
was gonna
your
say.
peak food.
This is where like you aren't a physique athlete, you are more a training based athlete, and that's where you can delve into a massive rabbit hole with what people go into, obviously, with that transitional period where I don't really care what I look like, mate. Don't really care what I look like. I'm in a position where if I'm in an off season, if I'm strong and I'm feeling good and I'm recovering well, that's where I'm thriving, and that's what I love. And if I'm doing that in a diet phase, mate, that is like the cherry on top. I couldn't care what I'm eating. That's why performance recently, yeah, I've been like feeling a little bit sluggish in some sessions, but ultimately, mate, I know my session tomorrow with obviously off the back of this high day, I'm gonna feel like I'm in the off season.
Yeah,
It's gonna feel
definitely.
great. My training's gonna be great. Got another high day tomorrow, probably. Wednesday session is gonna be great. Thursday, we'll see because it's back to a rest day food. Hunger might be a little bit higher, but then again, it's there like, oh, it's going to work pretty well. And then next thing you know, we're here next Monday going, oh, yeah, feel fantastic. So
Yeah,
it's one of those, mate. It's good. But I would definitely say peak diet for sure. Give me a diet phase over an off season any day of the week.
yeah, I'd
Any,
agree.
any day of the week, mate.
Definitely.
So in terms of more questions, mate, got quite a few come through, which is quite nice. Um, 1 second. Um, are DOMs a good indicator of muscle growth?
Not 100% of the time, but I mean they can be. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I wouldn't be aiming just to get DOMs. I think thinking like that is a very like new to the gym kind of mindset of like, oh, I'm really sore, I'm growing. That's not always the case. Um,
Mhm.
yes, it can be, but it's not always. I don't really know how else to explain it. I think just because you do a workout and maybe you're not as sore the day after as you were the week before, does not mean you did not cause as much sort of musculature damage in
Mhm.
that session than you did the week before. You didn't grow any less, if that makes sense. Do you know?
That's true. It makes bang up. When it comes to muscle soreness has not got a direct correlation to muscle growth. It is a sign of adaptation, which can come through progressive overload training. So it's not going to be, you might do the same session and feel sore. Like it's just one of those things. But I don't know, like I'm not really one of those who have like suffers massively of DOMs. If I do something novel where I get a new training program, the first week I'm thinking, and the progression that you set baseline numbers, and then your progress and your runway of progression is quite fast. The CNS is firing, motor patterns are like, wow, next 3 weeks you sort of find that progressions are going to be thick and fast, and then it slows off. But I've never really like suffered massively with DOMs.
No.
Obviously, when I was first getting into training, yes, 'cause obviously, like I said, that when the novelty's high, adaptations are high, and then obviously when we're into like new novel stimulus, we're going to be driving DOMs higher. But then again, it's not the fact that I'm thinking I need to try and actively make myself have DOMs. I need to do more, and then next thing you know, I'm doing loads of junk volume, and then I'm actively putting myself in a hole where I'm not recovering. And then so I wouldn't, like Connor said, I wouldn't actively strive to get DOMs as long as we're focusing on what actually builds muscle, which is progressive overload, more load, more reps, sleeping right, nutrition nailed. And guess what? Training hard. That's all that really matters, mate. As long as you're doing that, that's the main foundation to hypertrophy. So sit back, relax, strap yourself in, train hard, enjoy the growth.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
exactly. Simple but effective.
This is quite a good question, actually.
Got
How did you improve your posing? YouTube videos of previous pros or posing or opposing coach?
I'd say a mixture of both.
Mhm.
I have previously worked with, Leon, Classic Ghost. I don't know if that's his Instagram still. Uh,
Leon Pierce.
yes, that's it. He helped me a lot with posing. Um, so I mean, I worked with him for my last two preps in terms of helping me with more of like a routine rather than like mandatories,
Hmm.
but kind of coincided with both. I think it's definitely worth going to a posing coach, whether that's in person or like a Zoom call online or whatever. I think you're going to get more bang for your buck doing that than you would just solely relying on YouTube.
And the reason for that is because you get accountability. You
Yeah.
have to be accountable for it. So it's like having another coach, really. It's called opposing coach. So you've got to be accountable to another person. So if you have a good posing coach, in my opinion, they should give you cues and they should actually make you pose relative to a physique that you probably look like as well. So this person has like the same shape, the same insertions or same proportions, or you might want to look like him. You can try a few poses out. Let's try a few poses out like him, and they'll ultimately try and sort of put their spin on things to make it look good for you
Yeah.
while trying to replicate something else. That's what a good pose and coaching in my eyes, where you find out what works, you find out what can work, and then you just sort of tweak a few things. But ultimately, I think it's definitely good having a posing coach because it keeps you accountable to that posing coach. Because ultimately, if you can check in with them, you get check-ins from them. If they give you homework to do in terms of doing certain holds, it's another person to keep yourself accountable. And within prep, especially, posing is, I would say, hands down, the most overlooked factor when it comes to bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like
I
people
think
think, oh,
people underestimate
oh
how
mate, how hard it is.
yeah.
And it's so taxing as well. Like if they're getting you to do, even in PCA, right? They get you to do obviously a full round of mandatories, and then they'll do probably a round of comparisons, maybe two round of comparisons. So you have like 3 rounds of posing. People think, oh, 3 rounds of posing isn't enough. When your heart rate's through the roof, right, and you are shiting yourself, right? I wasn't, fortunately, but I know a lot of people are, right? They're obviously worried about doing it. Then you got to do your posing routine afterwards,
Hmm.
right? Then you got to do the 60-second pose down, which takes it out of you as well. Obviously, not all federations do that, but if you're doing 3 rounds of posing and your individual posing routine, I'm telling you right now, you are in, and you've not done any like form of posing, you're in for a shock because if you're doing your mandatories and then you're the first person out, I was the first person out on stage afterwards.
Yeah.
Fortunately, well, then people were like backstage like panting, and but fortunately, I was all right. So I would definitely say it is the best thing for sure. Posing coach.
It's worth it. It is, like you said, the accountability is a massive factor for it, but I think it's also like I find on using just like a YouTube video, it's great because you're like it's easy because it's free and it's accessible. However, it's not tailored to you and like you said to your physique. Some poses, for example, you see some people doing a front relaxed completely different to someone else. That's
Hmm.
because it's they were taught to do it like that because it suits their frame, it suits their physique. Um, it's you need it to be tailored. It's the same as your training and your nutrition. It needs to be custom to you. So it's
No, for
definitely
sure. But I think if you want to, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to pose like Mark Fitzwater. Do you know what I mean?
well, it's like you and me wouldn't pose the same on stage
I
realistically.
wouldn't,
A lot
mate.
of poses look different.
Exactly, because I'm 6'4", 6 foot. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to be hitting things differently, or a surgeon going to be differently. Like, get into like overall musculature different. Like, you've got big quads. I've got quite narrow quads, so you can probably get away with putting your feet a little bit wider. So, but probably can't do that because I haven't got. So, I mean, these
Yeah,
things. So it makes a big difference, genuinely. So,
definitely.
but other than that, all good.
Yeah.
All good. One second, I think I've got a couple more. Ever think you'll start your own coaching team? I've got asked that so many times recently. I just got asked it
I
again.
bet you've been asked that.
I've
Yeah.
just got asked it again. Ever think, ever think you'll start your own coaching team and take on co-coaches?
For me, one day, but not. It's nowhere near future. But for you, I feel like it's something that's more. close.
It's yeah, it's something that I've been thinking about. Maybe we'll see. If I was to do it, it would be in back end of the year, maybe. I don't know. We'll see if I was to do it. But I think the fact that I'm even in a position, mate, to even think about it and consider it is pretty mental. Without how everything's going right now, it's great to have somebody on. Obviously, with working in a team before, I can sort of take away what obviously I can put into a team and what I could do and get the most out of it. And yeah, I think wait and see what's in store for TBT. We shall see.
Ending.
TBT. That rhymes. But that's it for the questions, bro. To be fair, thank you all for the questions. That's literally like some last minute cues,
Yeah,
uh,
very last minute. That was good.
which is pretty last minute, but honestly, fantastic, genuinely. But other than that, mate, we're all good. We're all good. We've been a bit all over the shop, to be fair. I've been obviously moving out, been all over the camp. Work's been done, more people on board. It's good. Connor's had more people on board. Business is going well, starting prep. We always say this, we've been busy, but we're going to make time for two a week again. We'll probably do Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah, easy.
Day and Fridays, to be fair. The more you do it in prep, mate, the better, 'cause it takes your mind off things.
Exactly. It will keep me busy, so I'm more than happy to.
When are your rest days? Do you have like certain rest days now? Or you have like a rolling
Yeah, at
split?
the moment they are Monday,
Thursday.
Thursday, Saturday. I only train 4 days.
Okay. We'll do it. We'll do it on those days. We'll do Thursdays as well. So we can have a little rest day ting as well. So there you go. There you go, people. So new episodes will be out on Tuesday and Fridays,
Yeah,
2 times a week, and we'll go from there. We'll do like Q&A, rate your physiques, and then obviously just catching up on one. But thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Like we said, both been busy, so thank you for holding up. We're going to be back to 2 times per week. We're going to increase that podcast frequency. That's just like the check-in frequency, mate, on there.
exactly.
But other than that, people, like, subscribe, comment. If you're on Instagram, please tag us. Please show all the support. It's greatly appreciated. And we'll speak to you and see you in the next one. Peace.
Easy.